Welcome to Shaking the Table. Oh. All right. I'm your host, Wayne,
And I'm TeLisa.
and we are your hosts here for Shaking the Table. This is, season two. It's season two. That's amazing. Um,
Episode
Two
unknown.
entrepreneurs in the pet industry doing things, hearing things, learning things. And this is just a way for us to express how life is as an entrepreneur in the pet care space. So we just talk about just different topics, two friends having a conversation. Hopefully, something that we talk about inspires you. You understand you're not going through it by yourself. And it's just a matter for us to use our platforms to help other groomers and other people in the pet care space and pet parents to understand what we go through because people clearly don't understand what we go through in the pet industry. But TeLisa, what mats your fur? Still got to get
Perfect
t-shirt.
attendance. Perfect attendance. No, but seriously, I want to talk about Groom's. Groom's
Yeah.
was this past weekend, and I've got some pros, I've got some cons, and
Mhm.
none of it is actually Groom's fault. So let me preface this because I know a lot of people be complaining about the conventions, they be complaining about all the regular dogs that be there, they be complaining about all the kids that be there. They be complaining about the boyfriends, the girlfriends, the husbands, and the wives. Like, let people come and enjoy. And that's what being around animals is for. It's supposed to be a joyous occasion. We're
Yeah.
supposed to be
Release those
loving what we do,
endorphins.
loving the atmosphere we in. That's why we got into it in the first
Endorphins.
place, because animals make us feel better about our lives. That's why most of y'all got fake support animals now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
So,
whoa, whoa.
it's,
Kodak is a real support animal. Okay.
a hit dog gonna holler every time.
Kodak is a real support animal. Okay.
A hit dog gonna holler every time.
Don't call me out. Don't call me out. Okay. His papers is legit.
Um, I'm
Got
not
little
saying they
cards.
wasn't. I'm just saying, like, a lot of the people that complain about the
Yeah,
pet care industry is a lot of the problem with the pet care industry. But
for sure.
anyways, I did not get to enjoy Grooms like I planned. I initially planned to only come on Sunday, get some education in, buy some
Mhm.
things, rub some elbows with some people that I ain't seen in a while, and then roll out.
For
Um,
sure.
the plan was to stick and move, but I truly did stick and move this year.
Yeah. I told you I looked up and I was like, where's TeLisa? TeLisa left.
Yeah, didn't do too
High
much
and
thinking
by.
actually.
High and by. Okay, good
Yeah,
to see you.
and that's what it ended up being. I brought my bather with me, and unbeknownst to me, she was ill, and I was not comfortable keeping her out in public, spewing snot all over the place. So,
It wasn't that bad. Yeah.
once I got over it, but that's how I see it
Just
though. Like,
everywhere. Just
because
everywhere.
covering your mouth is just not enough. Like, I don't know if anyone has ever seen that episode of the Bernie Mac show where the kids got colds and he was like, "Baby, they got E. coli." And like the video was just the episode was just every time the kids sneezed and coughed, like you could see they showed like a green spray just
Yeah.
all over,
Now I gotta watch that episode again because it makes you think about that.
and it
See,
was
my
floating in
mind
the
went to
air.
yeah. And you know what? Yeah, because doing doing that, it still goes up and down. So then around. It
Yeah.
doesn't all go into your elbow. And
So
then at that point, you hugging people, so now it's all on your elbow, and then it's on people, and then yeah, no, yeah. I thought about Osmosis Jones.
oh yeah,
So
same. Same stuff.
now I might be telling my age and showing my age, right? But Osmosis Jones, literally, it was just like you sneeze and you see all the little bacteria and little things and viruses just going out
Same
everywhere and just
exact
kind of,
thing.
yeah.
Same exact situation, yes. I've
I
seen
might watch that
Osmosis
tonight.
Jones.
See how to watch that tonight because I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah. So I was just, every time she coughed, I was just like thoroughly disgusted. And I was
It's
waiting
not
on
it's
the
like it's
show.
COVID.
Yeah, I was waiting on the floor to open so I could go get the things that I wanted and go see what there was to be seen. Because we got there at 7 to watch the poodle show. Um, so excuse me. We had to wait around for a while. And the floor opened up at 10. So, I made my rounds and the kids wanted to see Logan and Gabriel. So I made sure they saw Logan and Gabriel. And when I tell you them girls was fangirling
Yeah,
over
yeah.
Logan, you would have thought he was Michael Jackson in the 80s because
No, and it's funny because even though the girls did it, your daughter and her friend, like kids, right?
yes,
My mom, my mother, okay, my mother was fangirling over him too.
that's
Like
so
she came
funny.
in, she was like, I've been watching your videos since you were
That is a
16.
he is a
And
true
yeah,
influencer.
yeah. 16. And it's crazy because so we had dinner on Thursday evening, and I was like, bro, you're only 20? Like,
And got Balenciagas on.
and just like everybody, like you are a waymaker, like show, like you know what I mean? Like you have made your mark in the grooming industry already
Yeah.
at 20. So
And
it's
he just
like
doing what he want to
imagine,
do and recording it and talking
yeah.
about it.
He said, I asked him, I was like, how do you get your voiceovers to be so like amazing, like and capture everybody's attention? He was like, bro, all I do is just pop a Red Bull and I just have at it.
Not Papa Red Bull.
And have at it. I was like, that's all it takes. Me, I'm struggling to come up with voiceovers. Everybody's like, do a voiceover, do a voiceover. I'm like, okay, how can I? It's one thing talking about the groom, but it's another thing like to make it entertainment and like at the same time. But I was like,
Yeah.
you are doing it, bro. Like, imagine 5 years from now, imagine 10 years from now, like your name is in so many people's households, minds, like just talking about it. And you definitely have a way for you to just influence the world, like with your information. And they're so humble, like they're so humble and like informative. I was just asking questions like as a student. And I had the opportunity to share the stage with them for Andis, and it was just like, I know people want to watch them and stuff, but I'm watching too, like, okay, I'm picking up little things. I'm like, this is pretty cool. But then you realize, like, yo, I'm here too.
Mhm.
I'm here at the same time. I'm here with them and everything. So I thought it was a great opportunity of like that part was
Yeah, that should have been yo, Mama, we made it moment in social media. That
yeah,
girl,
she was like, I've
she
been
stood.
watching you for so long. I send Wayne all your videos and how you say, bye, Fluffy. I was like, Ma, Ma, come on.
But that's just like when I was talking to you and the girl behind me, like I noticed like she was waiting to talk to you. So I kind of stepped back so she could come through and she was like, "Are you happy, Hearts?" I was like, "Oh,
Look at,
look at this."
I mean,
Look
it
at
was
this.
so
I was like, look
surreal.
at all of Wayne's hard work coming into fruition.
It was surreal. Like it was still a humbling experience, but it was like surreal. Like I just post to post and I have stuff to say and I keep the business going and record that and stuff. And like people actually watch, like, and that's why I tell people to post stuff because it's like people are watching you. You don't need millions and millions of followers, but the people that watch you are loyal to you and like your brand and stuff like that. So like it was just, can I come take a picture with you? Oh my gosh, you're that guy on Instagram and TikTok. Like, oh, Mia, oh, yeah, thanks. Can you sign my badge? Sure. I was like, whew, is this what? And then I talked to Reggie and I was like, Reggie, is this what it's like? He was like, yeah, man. Yeah, this is it. And
Yeah.
just the whole experience in itself was
I want to be the person that knows everybody but
outstanding.
unknown by everybody. I want to be that person. Like how
Yeah,
Adrian saw me from across the room and he waved at me and then came over and gave me a hug and I was being low key. Like that's the vibes, like for
yeah.
me. That's the vibes for me. I want everybody to know me, but nobody to know me all at the same time.
And
I don't want to be recognized
that's
on
where
the
I thought I
street
was.
or in public settings. I don't want to be that person, but all the professionals, I want
Yeah,
them to know me. But
yeah,
me,
yeah.
not groomer
T3.
me. Right.
No, that makes it, and it's funny because like I felt like I was low key, like that's why I was like, okay, cool, I'm grateful for the opportunity and stuff. But then like everybody was just like,
You
I
have
know you.
joined the social media machine. You're not low key.
I feel like it.
You have joined the
That's
social
just
media.
me.
I mean,
I met,
comparatively, spending a weekend with the people that you spent the weekend with, comparatively, yes. But you've entered yourself into the social media machine producing content on a regular basis, blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
Speaking of content, career days are coming up. Are you
Mhm.
partaking? Sounds like
What's
a
today? Yeah. Yeah. There's one that they wanted me to sign up for, I think it's like in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I have to follow up with that. I don't know about that one.
I had a
It's still like
school.
just finding coverage and stuff like that. Like there's one in 2 days, but I am not prepared for that. And I also have not worked in the last 4 days. So I need to make some money up before I'm like, hey, I need to take another day off, you
Yeah.
know? So there's that. But if anybody else wants a career day thing coming up, holla at me for April.
Let me pray, bro. Um, I have I had a couple schools reach out over the last few weeks, but they didn't give enough notice. I did have one lady, she gave me well over 30 days notice, but Kenzie had a meet, so I couldn't do it. And then the school that I did last year, they reached out. They was like, "Are you interested in doing it?" I was like, "Yeah." And then a month and a half later, they go, "So it's on this day 2 weeks from now." And I'm just like,
Yeah, no, that's
yeah,
not gonna work.
no. And she was like, well, can't you record something and maybe do a voiceover so we can play it for the classes? I'm like, ugh. Y'all don't, you clearly don't consume my content because if you did, you would never have asked me to do
Right. To do that.
I said, I'll see what I can do, but like, I'm not an internet girly. I be sitting in my car talking to people.
Mhm.
Like, I don't be grooming and doing voiceovers, and I'm not editing no videos. You gonna hear the sound of my generator in the video. Like, you're not talking to the right person for
And
that.
that's real life. That's real
I was
life
like,
though.
I'll see what I can do, but I ain't making
Yeah.
no promises. So then I was scrolling through my appointments for the next few weeks to see what dog I'm willing to put on camera and what dog
Change the
is
part.
worth me trying to figure out how to do a voiceover for.
Yeah.
or groom with my generator off so I can talk through the video while it's happening. I don't know. I don't know. They might not get no haircut. It might be a short pit bull bath situation.
But you know what? I mean, but even with that, I mean, to me, there's opportunity in that because a lot of people are like, well, a lot of people are still like, I have a short haired dog and I don't feel like, that dog needs to be groomed, so it's
I
like,
prefer
hey,
that actually. I prefer smooth coats, slick coats, double coats that don't need haircuts, and then seniors.
yeah,
That's where I want my money to reside. But ideally, it's just not.
you have to start marketing. Like, I know you put it on your stories, but like, start marketing like, senior dogs welcome. Like put that on your caption thing, right? On your
Yeah,
Instagram.
somebody told me I need to put it in my bio,
Yeah,
specializes
that's what I,
in
yeah,
your dogs.
yeah. Because in that way, it's like, okay, people are still coming to you with all types of dogs, but if you say, hey, I specialize in this one thing, then people, those people that you want to attract will make their way to you as well.
But I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I want to revolve my career around senior dogs, but like they die.
They do. They transition to doggy heaven. They
They,
do.
I'm sorry, they cross the rainbow bridge.
Yes. Yes. No, I mean, but at
And it's just
least,
so sad and
at
depressing.
least, it could be something along the lines of providing like that end of life care. And I
Mm.
know that's not, the way we transition into that, but anyway, it could just be going into like the end of life care and providing like those luxury spa services for, for those pups because they still need it. They still
But
need it.
that I know that warm water be feeling good on them joints. Okay, you can't tell
Yeah.
me that. Can't tell
You
me
know,
that.
we'll talk. We'll talk. I think there's something in that because you can fill your tub up
Absolutely, I
and let
can.
them sit and soak in a little bit. We'll talk. We'll talk about that. Okay.
Absolutely, I can.
I see something in that already. Um, Speaking of like just coming up with different ways, like just being able to network with all of the other business owners and vendors and companies and stuff that came through this weekend. I hope like other groomers like really took networking serious this weekend.
I don't know.
Because
And I don't think they do because I think people they come to meet who they come to meet and then
yeah. And I mean, even speaking about like me, I was more so on the networking part. Like there were so many people that were like, "Ooh, can I take a picture with? Can I take a picture with you?" But rather than that, I was just like, I'm dapping up Nathan. I'm talking to Eddie. Like I'm walking around with Reggie. Like I'm talking to Gabriel and Logan. And I was just like, this is the circle. This is the circle. Like it's a matter of like, yeah, you want to build up your business and your community and your who you are and what you do and who you associate yourself with. But like you can actively see like the circle evolving into those that are shaking things up and making waves in the industry and bringing people together and building community. And I was just like, that is pretty dope. That is pretty, and like just people are just like just talking, you know. So I don't understand why. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time because why come to something like this and at least not share something with somebody, you know? And like Anders was talking, like when we were talking to other pet professionals, we were like, it doesn't matter like how many followers you have. It doesn't matter how many, you know, yeah, how many followers or sponsorships or anything like that. It's just showing the brands that you care about what you do, showing the brands and the companies that you engage with your clients and you are, informing them and things like that. Like that's what these companies want to see, you know, somebody worth representing their companies. And it's so like intimidating to talk to another company in business and say, hey, can I promote this for you or something like that? And it's just like, look, if you're using their products over and over and over and over and over, you need to be figuring out how you can have that conversation with somebody to say, hey, just send me a gallon of shampoo a month. Like, I'll be okay with that. Something to where it's like, okay, I'll promote this and I'll tell everybody, to come there. And then once they see more value building up off of that, it's just a matter of time where they have that conversation with you and say, hey, how about a little more? Or let's send you this, or let's see how this does. And in that way, it's like, it just builds up from there. But don't take these conferences and festivals and networking opportunities lightly, because there are people here who can help you get to that next level and help provide different services and products that project your business into another tax bracket or another, level of success.
True, 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 true. But we also have to be realistic in saying that these brands don't find any value in you on social media because that's where they're marketing now on social media without the following.
I mean,
So if you're
yes or
applying to be
no.
a brand
Yeah.
ambassador with 1,000 followers, and then there are people who are also applying to be brand ambassadors with 10,000, 50,000, 500,000 followers, they not even gonna bat an eyelash at you.
Now, but even with that, it's like, all right, you might have 1,000, 100,000 followers, but then when you post something, you're only getting 5 or 6 likes. When somebody responds or comments, you're not responding back and engaging with the people. Like I could pay for followers and then like have 250,000 followers, but if nobody is really going to genuinely like my stuff, like there's a saying, like even in the frat, is like I would rather have 8 men that has the enthusiasm of 80 rather than having that 80 that's not going to produce enough and be efficient enough, as those 8 men, right? So the numbers don't even matter to some people. It's just a matter of how much enthusiasm you have and how much you're willing to, go above and beyond to provide like that service, that experience. So some people do. Some companies do
Everybody.
because they want the influencers. They want the people who have so much. But some companies who are more like us centric, they're willing to look beyond that and just say, hey, if you're a good person, I would love to work with you and see how we can build things up. It's just a matter of having those conversations. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. But I will say, uh, just keep doing it. Just keep being consistent. You never know where it's going to take you. I'm excited for what's about to come, even for like we had the dinner with Pet Lana and we had all of the we had pet professionals from all walks of life like literally just come out and just network with each other. We were talking and we were like, look, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, it was 4 of us sitting at the table. The next year it was like maybe 10 of us sitting at the tables. The next year it was maybe like 15, 16 people, but this time we had well over 30 people there today, that week, this weekend. And everybody talked to each other, introduced each other, like introduced their businesses. When we went through the lineup of who was there, everybody said their name, what they do, their business name, and their Instagram handles, and we all followed each other. And that was in itself great because now we're connected in some way to where it's like, hey, if you need to reach out to this person, hey, I met you at the dinner, like, what do you think about this? And people were asking each other's questions. So I'm
I
glad
hope you
that
got everybody's phone
facilitate that.
number. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I know everybody that was there.
okay.
Yeah, I know everybody that was there. And I did get their numbers. I got some email addresses, cards, social media accounts, things like that. Because it was, it was good. And I'm gonna say thank you. Of course, I'm gonna post that on the Petlanta page soon and be like, just thank you to everybody that showed up and came out. And we were able to help out. They loved it. Like they love little opportunities like this. And I was just like, I gotta stop saying little, but they love opportunities like this because it's not little, it's big. Like who did I talk to? I was talking to one of my frat brothers this morning at the gym, and I was like, when they came up to me, he was like, "Can I take a picture of you?" And I was like, "Little old me," and he was like, "Bro, you're not little," and I was like, "You're right. I have to stop downplaying it." But overall, I think everything went extremely well this weekend. I know everybody's going to be talking about the Andis booth because we had dance parties and we had
Yeah,
trivia.
we
We
did.
had whole dance parties, like they were making
And
noise.
y'all, Andis gave away some very high value items.
Yes, clippers on
It wasn't
clippers on
even, it
clippers.
wasn't even like no, oh, here's a blade, here's a comb, here's a brush. Like they were giving away
Whole
some high
whole
value items.
CR2s,
Um,
like workhorse clippers. Like
mhm.
and I was just like, this is amazing. I It was a great opportunity. Like people had fun, and I love that people engaged and had fun. Because you go to some conferences and stuff, and like people just don't do anything. It's just, hey, come buy my stuff, but like just they have the opportunity to engage with those that support the brands. I think that that was really a really good way for them to set themselves apart from the other vendors. Because you couldn't buy anything at our booth. So it wasn't like we were sitting there like, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this. It was, hey, let me teach you about this and how to use this properly and what you can use it for and things like that. So then that way it's like I'm teaching you and I'm educating you how to properly use these tools. So then when you do buy them, you know how to use it and you know who you can reach out to. So I like that aspect of it, because we weren't salesmen or salespeople. We were educators.
Just yeah, y'all was just using the products.
Yeah. So I that's one part that I really enjoyed being a part of. So kudos to Andis. I appreciate you.
They made some good
Uh,
clippers.
they do. They do. They do. They definitely do. And I love that like there's something for everybody. If you're not used to high speeds, then you can get a lower speed or a 5 speed or whatever case may be.
You
But
don't have to sell it to me. I've already
I
bought
know, but I know. I'm just saying. I know. I got it. Okay, I'm back at work,
it.
but it's like it was cool. It was cool.
I have
It's
three sets of and this clippers. You don't have to sell them to me. Yeah, you don't.
oh, I know. I know. I got you. I got you. But yes. Let's see. Lasting words about just the experience and just the importance of networking and putting things into place with like opportunities like this.
I think conferences is a good time to like just say hi to a stranger. We all have things in common. That's why we're here. So it's not like anybody is unapproachable. If you're there, I should be able to speak to you in some capacity. So I think people at conferences should be brave enough to walk up to a stranger and at least one stranger a day and build a relationship. Even if it's um somebody you don't follow, and because I like to watch the shows and pick a dog and be like, oh, that look good. Or if I see them using a piece of equipment that I've been thinking about, I'll walk up to them and be like, hey, what was that brand, what was the name of that you were using, that spray, that clipper, that 5-in-1, whatever the case may be. And also, let me get, your contact information, whether it's a phone number or a social media handle. So I think everybody should be in a situation to be able to meet somebody new. Don't just hang out with the clique you hang out with on social media. Don't just
Mhm.
um just be up under the social media kings and queens of our industry. Like there are other people out here building, like Wall was doing the exact same thing Andis was doing. They had a station, they were doing demos. They weren't as high energy as Andis, but Andis is trying to stay current, is trying to stay hip and getting all the young people involved, and they understand that in order to stay in business, you got to be able to attract the new generation in this
Yeah.
industry. So Wall was a little bit more low key, it was a little bit more quiet, the crowd was a little smaller, but they was over there killing them poodles. They was over there
Mhm.
killing it on them poodles.
Yeah.
But because they know they have a classic product. They know that people are always gonna want to see a poodle groom.
Yeah.
So
I will
that
say,
little
yeah.
lady was over there on that poodle.
Yeah. Between
Um,
the poodle and the Bichons that we had on the table, I think those were the highest attendance.
mhm. Yep. So I think just using the the situation for what it is. Get out and meet people, learn something new, and just roll with it, man. The whole point of continuing education is so you can charge more for the same service, man.
Sure.
Like if you went to a class and you didn't learn nothing, like everybody should be able to go up on their prices after going to a conference. And if you don't feel like you can, you did something wrong. You
You didn't
wasted
do it
your
right.
money by going.
Yeah.
If you didn't learn nothing new, you wasted your money.
And that's plain and simple. Plain and simple.
That's just how
I would say, oh no, go ahead, Raven.
Nah, I just said that's just how I see it.
Yeah. No, and it solid. I would say don't let don't let fear stop you from talking and networking. There were so many people that were like, I saw you last year, but I was intimidated, or not intimidated, I was scared to come and speak to you. And I was like, I'm just a regular person. I'm a human just like you are,
Until I'm
and
walking around here with security guards, you can come talk to me.
you could come talk to me.
If I ain't
Like
got no
you
security team, you can come talk to me.
just come approachable and respectful. That's all that people ask for. There isn't anybody that's just gonna like brush you off and be like, I don't want to talk to you, don't talk to me type of thing, especially not in this field. And I feel like with the people that are influencing and talking and educating and teaching people, it's just a matter of coming to them the right way with what you need. If you need mentorship, if you have a question about a certain breed, if you have a question about, a technique or something like that, show interest and be a student, but come at them respectfully and just say, state your intentions and don't waste people's time. Like we're always busy and moving and hustling and thinking about things. So if you're going to pull somebody to the side, like it's a matter of coming at them correct and, just, yeah, just taking that opportunity to um, show yourself a student because, I mean, things evolve and things move around all the time. And you just want to make sure that you are above that curve. So I will say take these opportunities very, very seriously. Don't be fearful, communicate, and you just understand like you deserve to be there. You deserve to talk to these people. You are enough person to, be mentored by them. And you can communicate just like any and everybody else. It's just a matter of taking that opportunity to do so and just saying, you know what? F it. Your heart might be pounding out your chest and you don't know what to say, but I'm sure you could tell them your name and your business name and something and then go from there, right?
Right.
And then as soon as you break the ice, like you realize, look, this person that's across from me is a human like I am. And, they just utilize their resources and their platforms to project themselves. But you can do that too. The opportunity is out there for everybody. So I will say, don't be afraid to go to conferences. Don't be afraid to network. Don't be afraid to open your mouth and tell people what you need. Because even if you get no's, somebody is going to say yes. And that one person that you thought that wasn't going to say yes probably will say yes. So it's just a matter of doing that and taking every advantage of all the resources that are available to you out here. And somebody knows something that can help you. So that's my 2 cents on just different networking opportunities and things like that that comes in town. Yeah. All right. Well, that was another amazing episode of Shaking the Table. We didn't really shake the table this time, but we just more so like lifted the table up just a little bit.
I mean, I could have shook it by telling
We
y'all to keep y'all sick asses at home.
that too. That too. There was too many people. There was too many people to go around for y'all to be coming in there sick. So let's not spread any type of diseases, viruses, or bacteria. But yeah, yeah. Well, this was another great episode. We will see y'all next week. If you are looking for a community to be a part of and you are here in Atlanta, I need you to check out Petlanta here in Atlanta. We are a group of pet professionals that get together, learn together, grow together, share resources, give back to the community, and give back to ourselves by way of personal and professional development. So go to Instagram and type in petlanta.inc. That is P-E-T. Here we go
Bro,
again. I
this
know.
your
I mean, here
second
we go
week.
again. Here we go again. Here it is PETLANTA.inc. Okay, INC, like incorporated. So
You need to
petlanta.inc.
practice that
And
one in the
then
mirror.
I know. And you know what's crazy? It's right here in front of me. But then like, share, subscribe to PetX Network so that you get updates on all of our episodes and everything like that. Definitely share. We want to get this information out and conversations out in front of all of our peers, friends, supporters, and community. So, till next time, people, stay shaken.